Hi students, up to now in the previous videos we had discussed about the cleavage of carbon oxygen hydrogen bond, that is cleavage of oxygen hydrogen bond in the alcohols, and in the same concept, that is cleavage of oxygen hydrogen bond in the alcohols. Now we are continuing with esterification. We had already discussed what is meant by esterification. It is a process in which whenever any alcohol is reacted with carboxylic acid in the presence of a mineral acid, they form esters. Esters are the sweet smelling compounds that are used in perfumes or as flavoring agents. Now we are not stopping at the point how the esters are formed when the alcohols are reacted with only carboxylic acids, but we are observing what else are the remaining points. So what is meant with process of esterification? Here we got an ROH group, that is we call as an alcohol. We call as an alcohol. When this alcohol is going to be reacted with any carboxylic acid, in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, we will observe a dehydration reaction takes place. Means our concept is breakage of oxygen hydrogen. From here the hydrogen bond takes place and here OH bond takes place. They will be cleaved as H2O. The remaining will be R, O, R dash CO, that we write as CO R dash. These are the group of compounds that we call as the esters. Now this is one of the method to prepare the esters. It is also prepared, an ester is also prepared by reacting the alcohol with anhydride. What is an anhydride? A simplest anhydride I am giving acetic anhydride. We can observe this is the acetyl group, CH3 C double bonded O. When two of the anhydride groups are bonded with an oxygen, acetyl groups are bonded with an oxygen, they form the anhydrides. This is the acetyl group. So it is generally called as the acetic anhydride. In general, we can also represent this one as the RCO. There are twice, and there is an oxygen connecting with them. Hence, whenever any alcohol is reacted by the anhydrides in the presence of any acid like H2SO4. Here, one of the acetyl group will be bonded for the O of the alkoxide. The remaining part, that is here CH3COO minus, that will be taking up the hydrogen. Forming RCOOH. But the main point is the RO will be reacting R dash. Here it is forming the ester. Up to now we have discussed two types. There is alcohols when reacted with carboxylic acids or anhydrides. We are getting esters. Here you can take an alcohol or you can use a phenol. You can take an alcohol or you can take a phenol. Both phenols and also alcohols react with carboxylic acids and also anhydrides in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid to form the esters. Along with this, there is the third one. That is by reacting phenol or alcohol with the so-called acid. We will be getting in the form of equation. Then we will continue. Yes, the third preparation is we are going to react an alcohol or phenol with acyl halide. Acyl halide. The RC double bonded group when bonded with any halogen, the chlorine or bromine, is called as the acyl halide. This reaction will be taking place in the presence of pyridine. This pyridine is an base. The pyridine is an base. In this reaction, the hydrogen and the halogen will form the hydrogen halide. Will be forming the hydrogen halide. And the remaining part, that is RO, CO, R dash, were forming the ester. If you say, in the case of here, we are using some CH3OH and we are taking CH3C double bonded O, Br. Acetyl bromide. Acetyl bromide. The bromine and hydrogen when added by pyridine, which will be forming the hydrogen bromide, being acidic in nature, will be neutralized by pyridine. So the purpose of the pyridine is to neutralize the acid produced in the reaction. It is giving back the main product, our ester. It is giving back the main product, our ester. So the purpose of pyridine is to neutralize the excess of acid produced during the esterification. Now let us take one more example. Do we know the tablet that we use when we have headache? Yes, there are many, but I am giving one of the names we call aspirin. What is the formula of the aspirin and how is it prepared? We shall see in the form of the equation. So let us take the example. We know whenever benzene is bonded with COOH of group of atoms, we generally call it as benzoic acid. What do we call as the benzoic acid? But there are some group of atoms on its ortho position now, that is OH group. We call a common name for this one as salicylic acid. What is the common name we can give for this one as the salicylic acid? This salicylic acid, when reacted with acetic anhydride, it will undergo the process of acylation. What is meant by the process of acylation? It is the process in which the hydrogen of the alcohol or phenol is substituted by the acetyl group. Is substituted by the acetyl group, and we call it as the acylation process. Here, one of the acetyl group will be replacing the hydrogen forming COCH3. COCH3. OCOCH3. Previously we used to call this as only salicylic acid, but now we are calling this as the acetyl salicylic acid. This acetyl salicylic acid is called as the aspirin. It's called as the aspirin. So the process of adding an acetyl group in an alcohol or phenol we call acylation or acetylation. Acylation or the acetylation. Up to now we have discussed only about the cleavage of oxygen-hydrogen bond in the alcohols and phenols. And now we are entering into the next cleavage. That is the cleavage involved in the carbon and oxygen of the alcohol or phenol. The first observation we are observing in the case of alcohols, it is not clearly observed in the case of phenols because the oxygen and carbon bond is involved in sp2 hybridization. It is difficult to break down the bond of carbon and oxygen. So we observe the bond breakage only in the case of the alcohol. Now let us see the reactions involving in cleavage of carbon oxygen bond in alcohols. But in phenols we don't observe this cleavage because the carbon and oxygen they have very shorter bond length due to the sp2 hybridization of the phenol. So let us take the first reaction that is going on here. This reaction is the one in which an alcohol is going to be reacted with a hydrogen halide. This may be a chlorine or bromine. The halogen may be a chlorine or bromine because down the group when the length of and the atomic radius of halogen is increasing, the bond between hydrogen and the halogen will increase and the reactivity will increase. So we are using the chlorine or bromine. They were reacted by the concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2. The anhydrous ZnCl2. This concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 we are calling with the name Lucas reagent. What is the reagent we are calling this as the name? Lucas reagent. Here the alcoholic hydrogen that we had is highly reactive because it is less electronegative than the oxygen. But presently when we add Lucas reagent, there we are observing a bond cleavage between R and the oxygen. That is carbon and the oxygen. Means the group of atoms OH are going to be substituted by the halogen. That is RH plus H2O. It is called as an alkyl halide. It is called as an alkyl halide. So the main thing is when alcohols are reacting soluble in Lucas reagent. Alcohols are soluble in Lucas reagent, but not the alkyl halide. But not the alkyl halide. This alkyl halide is immiscible in Lucas reagent. Immiscible in the Lucas reagent. That's not soluble in the Lucas reagent. By this we can differentiate the three kinds of alcohols. What are the three kinds of alcohols we know? Tertiary alcohol, secondary alcohol, primary alcohol. Here, whenever any alkyl halide is not miscible, that forms a turbid solution. The turbidity is the one that will be immediately given when a tertiary alcohol is used. Tertiary alcohol is used. Tertiary alcohol readily gives turbidity with Lucas reagent. Means that is not soluble in the Lucas reagent. Whereas the primary alcohol does not give turbidity. Does not give turbidity immediately or at all. What is meant by the word turbidity? You take some water, in that you place some oil. You cannot observe any letters that are placed below the glass. That is we call as the turbidity. Where we cannot observe the letters below the glass, that we normally call as the turbidity. Here, the differentiation we can do between tertiary and primary using the Lucas test. Using the Lucas test. That is, tertiary alcohols gives turbidity immediately, but the primary alcohols does not form the turbidity at all. So this is a differentiation test for identification of the alcohols. Let us see the second kind of reactivity of cleavage between carbon and oxygen bond in the case of alcohols. We are observing what will happen when an alcohol is reacted with a phosphorus trihalide. A phosphorus trihalide. We had already discussed this topic in the 10th chapter, haloalkanes and haloarenes. The phosphorus trihalide, I am using phosphorus tribromide. Phosphorus tribromide. Whenever we react any alcohol here, they are going to form alkyl halides. Here I have taken bromide, so that will form alkyl bromide. What is that going to form? Alkyl bromide. Means RBr. But we have here 3 bromines. So in order to balance this reaction, we are using 3 moles of alcohols. Means we will have 3 moles of alkyl bromides. So phosphorus tribromide, when reacted with 3 moles of alcohol, it had given 3 moles of alkyl bromide. What are the remaining? We can find 3 hydrogens, 1 phosphorus and 3 oxygens. It is we form H3PO3, orthophosphoric acid. Orthophosphoric acid as the byproduct. So the second reaction is when any alcohol is reacted with phosphorus trihalide electron phosphorus tribromide, they are also forming alkyl bromides or the alkyl halides, forming a byproduct of orthophosphoric acid. Now let us see the third type. This is very important. That is, in the case of objective, we have different variations of reactions. Let us speak. The alcohol is having two other atoms attached to the carbon, but one atom is the hydrogen attached to the carbon or the OH group. Our concept is to break down the bond between carbon and oxygen. Here we will be observing in various processes. Let us speak here that if at all there is a bond cleavage, how does it takes place in the case of the alcohol? That is, we are using an example, ethanol. We are using an example, ethanol. Do you know what is meant by the word oxidation? Yes, oxidation is the process in which oxygen will be added and hydrogen will be removed. Let us see in the case of ethanol, how is the process of oxidation is taking place. So let us see, in the case of oxidation, we know that is addition of oxygen takes place or removal of hydrogen also takes place. In this case, what is going to happen is, that is, in the case of alcohols, there is a cleavage of oxygen hydrogen bond and also there is a cleavage of carbon hydrogen bond. In this case, there is a cleavage of oxygen hydrogen bond and there is a cleavage of carbon hydrogen bond. This will take place in the presence of oxidizing agents. This is going to take place in the presence of the oxidizing agents. What are oxidizing agents? Oxidizing agents are the compounds that helps in oxidizing the reactant to the product. Oxidizing the reactant to the product. There are many kinds of oxidizing agents. There are strong oxidizing agents and there are also mild oxidizing agents. Mild means weak. Let us come across some of the oxidizing agents that are strong. Strong oxidizing agents. The strong oxidizing agents are acidified potassium dichromate. For this one, acidified potassium dichromate. What is its work? Its work is to convert a primary alcohol directly into carboxylic acid. Because generally, whenever you use any oxidizing agent like CrO3, just a mild oxidizing agent, it cannot directly oxidize a primary alcohol to carboxylic acid. This chromium trioxide is an mild oxidizing agent that helps to convert an primary alcohol into an aldehyde. That is RCH2OH. When added by CrO3, chromium trioxide or the chromic anhydride, it will form the aldehyde. It is going to oxidize alcohol only to aldehyde. Again, this aldehyde will be further oxidized into the carboxylic acid. But we can stop the reaction only at the aldehyde using chromium trioxide. When there are multiple functional groups like are CH double bond CH CH2OH. Now you find an alcohol and also an alkene. In this case, we are going to use a selective oxidizing agent. A selective oxidizing agent that will oxidize only the alcoholic group without affecting the alkene group. What is the oxidizing agent we are using? It is short notated as PCC. Its work is not to disturb any of the other functional groups, but just to convert the alcohol into aldehyde. Then what is this PCC called? Pyridinium chlorochromate. The full form is called pyridinium chlorochromate. It is a combination of pyridine plus concentrated HCl plus chromium trioxide. Pyridine plus concentrated HCl plus chromium trioxide is the full combination of pyridinium chlorochromate that selectively oxidizes the primary alcohols that have some functional groups in the compound only to the aldehyde group. And we can also observe whenever we use only the chromium trioxide or chromium anhydride, if at all there is an secondary alcohol, if there is an secondary alcohol, the secondary alcohols will be oxidized to ketones. The chromium trioxide function is to oxidize primary alcohols to aldehydes and secondary alcohols to ketones. Let us take what else are the remaining oxidizing agents we are coming across.
27.
So the last one is whenever we pass the vapors of a primary alcohol over a copper metal at 573 Kelvin. Whenever we pass the vapors of primary alcohol over the copper metal at 573 Kelvin, the primary alcohol will be oxidized to aldehyde. Primary alcohol will be oxidized to aldehyde. And the secondary alcohol, when passed over the copper metal at 573 Kelvin, they will form the ketone. They will form the ketone. Here you can observe there is a hydrogen removed here and another hydrogen removed. Here also one hydrogen and another hydrogen. But in the case of tertiary alcohols, that is the OH bonded carbon is having 3 alkyl groups. A tertiary alcohol, when you pass over the copper metal over 573 Kelvin, the OH group and one of the hydrogen will be eliminated together in the form of water. Leaving behind a double bond between the carbon and carbon. Leaving a double bond between carbon and carbon. So these are the 3 variations that we observe when we pass primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols over copper metal at 573 Kelvin. Primary will give aldehyde, secondary alcohol will give ketone, whereas tertiary alcohol will give an alkene when passed over copper at 573 Kelvin. We shall see the applications in the next session.